everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. I'm so excited to have you here today. Today's tutorial, we are going to be talking about how to make a faux neon design. This is such a cool design. It is like a kind of optical illusion to make it look like a neon sign like I have back here, but with a fun image. Now you can do this with tons and tons of images and fonts. There's so many ways to use this, but I wanted to use this little balloon dog because I'm going to gift this to a friend. So I wanted to make sure I did something that she would absolutely love. Now this is really, really easy. You're going to be using offsets, and that's really all it takes to do this. You can do this completely free in Cricut Design Space. It's so simple. Now before we get started, be sure that you're subscribed here on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. There's so much fun stuff coming out, and I can't wait for you to see it all. In order to do this design, we need to upload our image, and we're going to use a fun balloon dog. Now you can drag or drop your file or browse for it, but I'm going to drag and drop it. And we're going to be using an SVG, which for you might show as an HTML document. It could show as like Internet Explorer or whatever the case may be. But you're just going to drag and drop that file into your Cricut Design Space. Now this file is already an SVG, so all we simply have to do is click Continue. And here under the image details, you can change the name if you want to, but I'm just going to click Upload. I don't really care what the image name is. Now we have our little balloon dog here. Now I am going to remove a couple of things off of this. These little white like reflections, I don't want them. And that's super easy to remove. All we have to do is we can ungroup our image here. And then all of these white pieces, you can just delete them to get rid of them. And then we have this balloon dog here. He's got like a bunch of little lines. So what I want to do is I'm not going to change this dog in any way. So I'm going to go ahead and go to combine, and I'm just going to weld it so that it's all one single piece. And that way it's not like a bunch of layers in my layers panel. Once that's welded, all we simply need to do now is add our offsets. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So I'm going to add an offset. And this offset I want to be a little bit smaller. I don't want it to be huge, but I also don't want it to be like super tiny. And then I'm going to click apply. Now I want to create an offset of that offset. So I'm going to go ahead and click offset again. And this one I want to make just a little bit bigger and click apply. Now it's going to look a little bit weird right now. Now that we have all of our offsets, we need to color them to make them look neon. So the inside one, I'm going to do as a white. And then the next smallest one, you're going to do that one in like a brighter color. And then this offset is going to be almost more of like what I would call like a hotter version of the color. So I'm going to select this one, but I want to go to advanced because this is going to just give us a better like look at what it's going to look like, because I'm going to use a brighter purple for that section. Now on the white, I don't think it gives quite as much of like a neon effect. I think it will look better on black, and we're going to put this on black. So what I'm going to do is change the color of my background to kind of give you more of that look. Now that I've got the colors, I think I want to make that last offset a little bit smaller. I think it's a little too big. So I'm going to delete that last offset, and I'm just going to redo it just a little bit smaller. I think that was just a teeny bit too big for the look I was going for, and that's okay. If you need to redo something, you can absolutely do that. It's not a big deal if you want to change up your design after you've kind of set everything the way you want it. Now I think it looks a little bit better with that slightly smaller offset. Now for this, we're going to cut this on 3 different colors. I don't know for sure that I have these exact colors, so I'm going to find whatever colors I have that I do have in my collection that can make this design. But the key is a lighter color in the middle, then like a medium dark on the like inside offset, and then a brighter, more muted version of that color on the very outside. Now I do need to resize this. This is a little bit big for what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to just size it down a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I save my design. I'm just going to call it Neon Dog. And you always want to save before you click make, because you just never know what your Cricut might do. Then I'm going to click the make button, show you that we have the 3 different mats to cut. So we have our white, then we have the bigger offset, and then the slightly smaller offset. So like I said, I'm going to see what colors I have downstairs in my collection, and we're going to make this really fun neon design. Now you can do this with any design that you want to. It's all about just making those offsets. 2 or 3 are usually the way to go. You can also offset them a little bit where like this is maybe off to the side a little bit more, and maybe this back one is a little bit different. So you can kind of move them around a little bit to create a little more depth if you want to. I personally like them as centered as possible, but sometimes it doesn't come out exact when you're doing HTV. Now I'm going to show you how to layer this as well, and it's really, really easy. So let's head over to the machine and get started. Got all of my colors ready to cut. I'm going to do this in blue because that's the vinyl that I found the right colors for. So I'm going to go ahead and load this in. We're going to get this cut out. We'll weed it and I'll show you how to layer it so that you get that faux neon design. I'd run 1,000 miles if I could run with you. So I'm going to apologize that my camera card got full, but honestly, do you need to see the Cricut cut? You see it all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and unload these. We're going to get them weeded, and then we'll layer them, and layering is going to be really fun. I'm going to show you the parchment paper way that I layer. And from what I have heard, you do the same thing too. I want to say forever, we could be good together. Guess mystery. Now what we're going to do is layer this design so that it'll look kind of like neon. It's really fun. So you're going to do the thinnest one, then the medium, and then the largest, thickest one. Now I use a medium tack transfer tape. I'll link it down below. It's my favorite transfer tape. But let me go ahead. I'm going to pull this off of the roll. And you just want to make kind of a big enough piece that it'll cover all of the dog, and keep in mind you'll have a little bit larger of a decal here at the end just because the offset's a little bit bigger on the last one. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trim all this off. I always just save the top section, like this extra piece, and I just stick it to the side of my desk because you can absolutely reuse that later. Get this out of the way. Now what I want to do is I take a squeegee and I burnish this from the back. I find for me that works best, but do whichever way works for you better. And then you're going to go ahead and peel the backing, the vinyl backing off of your vinyl here. And it should come off pretty easy if you've cut your vinyl well. Now, I want to use my parchment paper hack here to do this because doing it this way, I'm a little worried I might get it off center a little bit, and I don't want to do that. So what I do is I take a piece of parchment paper and I just use whatever I have. So like this is one that I use a lot. You can reuse parchment paper over and over again, which is great. So I'm going to put that over my design, and I'm just going to leave a little bit of the feet sticking out. And that way I can get this lined up where I'm happy. So you just kind of line it up until you're happy with where it's sitting. It's not perfect, but I think that's actually pretty good. I like it off a little bit because then it looks more like a neon shadow. And then you just kind of press this down, pulling the parchment paper out from under it. And then you go ahead and you're going to not lose your parchment paper off the side of your desk. You're going to burnish this. You can burnish this from the front or the back, like I said. Whichever way works best for you is the right way. And then I'm going to peel this off. And I've got a little part that's stuck. I didn't do a real good job burnishing this, so I'm going to just do it again really quick. And I'm going to peel the back off of this one. And then we'll just do the exact same thing over on our thicker piece because that's the final layer. So we'll do the same thing. We're going to take our parchment paper, place it over our big decal, and then you're going to line up your smaller decals on top. And you can see through your parchment paper, so that'll help you line everything up. And then you just sort of figure out where it's all going to sit right. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to press this little corner down. And again, pulling that parchment paper out. And then you can burnish your decal. And now your little neon doggy is all ready to go to be placed on whatever blank you want. I'll give you guys a closer look at this just so you can see it a little bit better. I love a fun optical illusion, and this one is really easy to do, and you can do it with any color that you want to. I just had the colors to do it in blue, but honestly, have fun with it. Do whatever colors you want to match your design aesthetic. You can even do these with multiple colors if you want to. Really fun to play with. Have fun with it. Experiment. That's what crafting is all about, just enjoying yourself and learning new things. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Be sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting.